Okay, thank you for that introduction. I see that the crowd is nicely thinning out. I was quite intimidated being in front of an audience like this, but I'm delighted to be here to talk about a brand new program announced by the Government of Canada. This is the clicker?
This is on the right side.
Okay. Okay, I'll leave this on, and I don't intend to read the slides, so please feel free to read as I talk. Just want to give a little bit of background in that my office, the Office of Small and Medium Enterprises, is tucked away inside the Department of Public Works and Government Services Canada, the department that buys goods and services for all of the Government of Canada to the tune of about $15 billion a year. And on a day-to-day basis, what we do is explain to businesses how to do business with the Government of Canada. This program came about in Budget 2010 because there had always been a criticism of the government purchasing that we always buy their tired old stuff and there's no innovative stuff coming forward. So the government announced a 2-year program, $40 million, and this is a program with a twist in that it's not a grant program or a funding program to go and develop an innovation, but there was an obvious gap in that commercialization of an innovation was seemed to be a stumbling block for innovators. And since we are an organization that buys a lot of goods and services, why not try some new stuff? So the money was given to our department, and our clients, who are other government departments, will try innovative products. Basically, it would be a product that's at a readiness level of between 6 and 9. So market ready, but not yet commercialized. So the government would become the first buyer and try out the innovation, give some feedback, and what the innovator company would end up getting out of this program is an opportunity for the product to be tried. Government becomes the first buyer, and we've removed the risk on behalf of our client departments by purchasing this pilot portion of the innovation for them to try, and that way it doesn't have to come from their budget. So it's a very nice thing for them too. So once again, I know we are in the financing portion of the day. It's not a grant program, but what the company would end up receiving is a contract. And when they deliver on the terms of the contract, they get paid for whatever their obligations are in terms of having their product tested. I want to tell you that the first proposal call, I'm not going in the right order, but please feel free to look at the slides. But I know I have very little time and a lot to say. So in the 2 years, there will be 4 proposal calls. And innovative companies will make proposals to the government to have their product tried. And if the proposals qualify, we will match them up with a government department that wants to try it. So the first of the 4 proposal calls went out at the end of September and closed yesterday. Now, if there was only going to be 1 call, I would have felt terrible coming here today to say, oh, guess what, you missed the boat. But there'll be 3 more calls coming out. And so it's very exciting. What we found, we got 371 proposals. It's astounding. And there was a registration process. And out of the companies that registered to declare their intention to submit a proposal, 80% of them submitted proposals. So it is a very interesting program. There are 4 focus areas for the program. So the innovations will need to be in one of these areas: environment, safety and security, enabling technologies, and health. We kept the last one for you guys. Mercs.com is a website that the Government of Canada uses to advertise on an electronic bulletin board, basically, our contracting opportunities. And this is where the proposal call was posted. buyandsell.gc.ca is a new website that's accessible, and there's a lot more information on that website as well. If you have submitted proposals to the federal government before, you know that you were not able to submit them electronically, but this time they've made that possible. There is, just like all federal government documents, this is a very complicated proposal. There were lots of questions during the period that the call was open. I just printed off a document that consolidated all the Q's and A's out of 3 bidders' conferences. It's 38 pages. So there were lots of questions, lots of interest, lots of clarification required, but an indication of a real excitement in the industry. So there are lots of other rules, but basically each proposal would get a contract for less than $500,000. Condition being that you should not be in the market. If you are, you don't need the help. And of course, that would not stop you from selling to the regular consumer in government departments. Whatever they're buying, you're free to sell it to them, not through this program. And it is a Canadian innovation commercialization program, so some conditions attached to that. Canadian bidders, 80% Canadian content. I'm not going to read through this because you don't have time. So what this is going to do, what we in the regions do is we conduct the outreach, go out to groups like yours, and we partner through chambers of commerce, economic development alliances, lots of industry organizations, architects, engineers, and we tell them about the program. And through that, what we want to do is have you understand the program better. We want to use the electronic tools, and of course, we've been trying, but we're going to the next stage now. And we want to create opportunities for innovators to connect with federal government departments who could be trying their technology. So ideally, under this program, if you have an innovation that you're working on, you already know which departments will be able to use it eventually. Or a department knows what they're doing, what they would love to have in terms of new technology, and who's working on that, and they already know that. So once the proposals qualify, that connection already exists. But if it doesn't, we'll do our best through our client departments and through events like this and raising awareness, we will connect the innovators with the departments. Now, if you have an innovation that no federal government department is going to be a consumer of, I would suggest you don't want to work through this program. Okay, so of course, you know, when the government wants to spend $40 million over 2 years, they want to know how it will benefit Canadians. Innovations that are not in the marketplace, and they will allow the government to increase the efficiency, try new products, do things in a new way, and serve Canadians better in new ways. It will allow people in federal government departments who are working on program areas, and if they are able to use an innovation and serve Canadians better, they will be able to find out who the innovators are, how to contact them, and how to adapt their products to the operations. So I think I'm saying the same thing again and again, so I will stop.